Imagine the roar of engines tearing through the narrow, hedge-lined roads of Northern Ireland's Northwest 200, one of the world's most brutal and exhilarating motorcycle races, where speeds top 200 miles per hour on public streets turn temporary tracks, and every corner whispers danger. It's Thursday, May 7th, 2026, during the second qualifying session at the infamous station corner, a blistering right-hander between Portstewart and Coleraine. The air crackles with anticipation, crowds lining the barriers, hearts pounding in rhythm with revving superbikes. Then, in an instant, tragedy strikes. A bike goes down hard. Red flags wave frantically. Ambulances scream to the scene. The session halts, and whispers spread like wildfire. A rider is critically injured. Hours later, the devastating confirmation comes. The victim is 48-year-old Czech road racing veteran Kamil Holan, a man whose passion for two wheels defined his life. He succumbs to his injuries at the scene, becoming the first fatality at the Northwest 200 since 2016 and the 20th in the event's 97-year history. This is the story of Kamil Holan, a father's fierce love for speed, a racer's unyielding grit, and a life cut short on the edge of glory. Welcome to our deep dive into his biography, family, lifestyle, and the heartbreaking details of his final moments. Stay with us as we honor a legend of the road. Let's rewind the clock to the Czech Republic, where Kamil Holan was born on October 14, 1977, in a world far removed from the spotlight of international circuits. Growing up in the industrial heartlands, young Kamil wasn't chasing fame or fortune. He was chasing the wind. From his earliest days, motorcycles weren't just machines. They were freedom, therapy, and escape from the grind of everyday life. By his first racing season in 2001, at age 24, he was already hooked, competing under the banner of the MN Volkswagen team. Picture a lanky guy in leathers, wrenching on his bike in a modest garage, dreaming of Europe's wildest road races. Kamil wasn't born into racing royalty. He was a graphic designer by trade, a 9-to-5 guy who clocked 8 hours at the drawing board, sketching logos and layouts to fund his true calling. Interviews from years back reveal a man who balanced fatherhood, work, and wheels with raw determination. "When I ride away," he once said candidly in a Czech podcast, "somewhere in my head, I know I might not come back to my kids." That raw honesty cuts deep. A racer who stared death in the face every time he twisted the throttle, yet kept going because the road called louder than fear. Kamil's career was the stuff of road racing romance. Gritty, unglamorous, and profoundly human. He wasn't a factory superstar signing million-euro deals or gracing podiums in MotoGP. No, Kamil was a journeyman hero, piloting bikes for teams like Hefty 74, tackling the unforgiving natural circuits where potholes, walls, and trees replace guardrails. These aren't sterile ovals. They're public roads closed for chaos. Places like the Isle of Man TT qualifiers, the Ulster Grand Prix, and his fateful Northwest 200. He'd ferry his bike across Europe, sleeping in vans, eating roadside meals, all for the sheer thrill of leaning into blind crests at triple-digit speeds. His results? Steady top 10s in Czech National Superbike Series, respectable showings abroad that earned nods from peers. Crashes were part of the package, gashes, broken bones, a heap of plaster, as one old profile quipped. But Kamil always patched up, kissed his daughters goodbye, and hit the road again. He raced not for trophies, but for the brotherhood of the paddock, the adrenaline symphony of engine scream and tire howl. By 48, with over 2 decades on the grid, he'd become a quiet legend in Czech road racing circles. A man who lived for the lap, no regrets. Now, to the heart of it all, Kamil's family, the anchor that made every risk worthwhile. He was divorced, a status he wore without shame, proudly father to 3 daughters whose names he guarded like pit lane secrets. In that 2022 podcast that now haunts listeners, he opened up about the pull between track and home. "I have 3 girls," he shared, voice steady but laced with emotion. "I never put anything off in life. Why play football with mates when this is what sets my soul on fire?" Imagine those mornings. Kamil, grease under his nails from overnight bike tweaks, hugging his girls tight before vanishing into the horizon. They were his why. The sparkly-eyed reasons he funded superbikes on a designer salary. Almost married once, per an old racer bio, with 2 daughters listed back then. But life evolved into 3 little warriors who watched Dad chase danger from afar. After his passing, his family initially begged for privacy, a raw plea amid grief. Then, with heartbreaking grace, they lifted the veil, allowing his name to echo across headlines, and insisted the Northwest 200 races continue. Let the event go on, they said through tears, honoring the racer's spirit. Tributes poured in from Hefty 74. He was a wonderful friend and man of great character. Czech Motorsport reeled, an enormous blow, as one outlet mourned. Those daughters, now fatherless, carry his fire forward, a legacy whispered in garage dreams. Financially, Kamil embodied the everyman's racer. No private jets or endorsement empires. Net worth? Likely modest, hovering low 6 figures at best, piece from graphic design gigs, sparse sponsorships, and race purses that barely covered travel. Superbikes aren't cheap. A competitive Hefty 74 mount runs €50,000 easy, plus ferries, tires, and travel eating the rest. He wasn't chasing wealth. The road was his riches. Lifestyle-wise, think pure, unfiltered passion. Dawn coffee in a Brno flat, sketching client briefs by day, then evenings in the shed, torque wrench dancing, prepping for the next assault. Weekends? Blasting Czech backroads for practice, pints with paddock pals swapping setup tips. Vacations were race weekends, ferry to Ireland, van life in Portrush, fish and chips under gray skies. Divorced dad mode meant school runs, ballet recitals squeezed between tire changes. No yachts or Rolexes. His indulgences were leather gloves that fit like a second skin. The rush of apex clipping perfection. He didn't play it safe. I know I might not return, he'd admit, but lived full throttle, teaching his girls that passion trumps caution every time. As news of the crash broke, the racing world froze. Station corner, a fast sweeper where braking is betrayal, claimed Kamil midlap. Bike low side, body tumbling, medics fighting the inevitable. Organizer's statement was stark. Services attended immediately, but tragically, the rider passed. Flags a half-mast, sessions red-flagged indefinitely. Riders hugged, helmets off, tears mixing with fuel fumes. BBC confirmed his identity Friday, family consenting after initial anonymity. Tributes flooded. Czech outlets called it a tragedy on the track, peers remembering his quiet grit. At 48, Kamil wasn't fading. He was peaking, chasing Northwest glory like so many before. Road racing's toll is merciless. 20 lives in 97 years at this event alone. Yet fans pack the hedges because legends like Kamil make it immortal. Reflecting on Kamil Holan's life feels like idling at the start line. Engine rumbling with unfinished business. Born October 14th, 1977, gone May 7th, 2026, 48 years of defying odds from Czech club races to Ireland's gauntlet. A designer dad who raced for love, divorced but devoted to 3 daughters, funding fury on a working man's wage. No wife in recent tales, but a heart full of family pull. His words echo, aware of the risk, yet unbowed. The paddock mourns a brother, daughters grieve a hero, Czech roads feel emptier. In a sport where machines betray and blinks, Kamil's story screams live now, love fiercely, throttle wide. We piece this together from race reports, old interviews, team tributes, BBC, Mirror, Czech podcasts that now play like eulogies. The pain is fresh, details unfolding, but one truth endures. Kamil Holan raced not despite the danger, but through it. If Kamil Holan's unbreakable spirit touched you, if his story of fatherhood, fire, and fatal speed stirred your soul, please hit that like button to honor his memory. It helps spread his legacy to more riders and dreamers. Subscribe and ring the bell for more raw, Real tales from the edge. Faceless stories of lives lived loud. Rest and ride, Camel. The roads await.